Hi everyone, this is Esateys. I'm excited about what I'm going to speak about today, and it is called How to Use Fear to Get What You Want. Let's face it, we all have fear. So as I speak about this today, I'm going to help you see the gift in the fear, and I'm also going to help you know what you can do to utilize that fear to be able to get what it is that you truly desire. So I was having a coaching call this morning with somebody, and to use her words, she was paralyzed in fear. Like something came up for her that is like almost like a panic attack. Have you ever had that feeling? Have you ever had something just so abruptly hit you that you just didn't know how to deal? Well, one of the clues I'll give you right away, and this is always the first thing, is go to the breath. Many of you have heard me speak about the cycle of 5. Breathe in slowly through your nose to the count of 5. Hold it up in your head to the count of 5. And then exhale very slowly through your mouth to the count of 5. And when you repeat that cycle of 5 times, what occurs is the body's adrenaline and the rest of the hormones that are activated are going to quiet down, and that'll bring some blood flow back to your head so you can start thinking again. Because when we get to this place, everything shuts down and we can't even think clearly. So the first thing we want to do is literally utilize the gift of the breath to get us to a place where we can calm down. I'm giving you solutions for. I'm even telling you all this other stuff because that's something that I really recognize. I had somebody else that I was coaching a couple of days ago, and he texted me, and when he did that, he was really not knowing what to do. You may be hearing little beepies going on here because somebody's trying to Facebook Messenger me or something. At any rate, so the bottom line is, when I told him about this, he said, he texted me back after a little bit, and he said, that was so helpful because I was really kind of like out of my head in that moment, and I wasn't thinking clearly, but the breath brought me back to really staying centered. So remember the breath. So since we know that we all have varying degrees of fear, because there isn't a human on the planet that doesn't have that coming through, whether you're conscious of it or not, because we know that our world is based on love or fear. If you've ever read the Course in Miracles, then you really know how true that is. And based on that, what we realize is that fear is a signal. Fear is what is in you that says, boom, something's not working for me. I don't like what it is that's going on. So if you're liking what you're hearing so far and you think that other people could have value, then please share this. And I'm really in a lot of gratitude for all of you that are on here right now. Quick, share it and send those little hearts and things like that around there because I think they're really neat. Anyway, so here's what's important. When you know that you've got this fear coming up, what the gift is right away is it's a signal. It's like a flashlight. It's like a beam of light that's coming to you and saying, hey, I need you to wake up and take a look here. Now, this wake up and take a look can mean, oh my gosh, there's a bear coming at me, and maybe I better move somewhere. Or it might mean that you're having a thought process. And these thought processes are what create the fear. The truth is, even if a bear was coming at you, it wouldn't be the bear that would frighten you. It's the thought that you have about the bear and what could possibly happen to you because you got this bear coming at you. So it's very important to recognize very clearly that fear is always about a thought. It's about a perception. It is an energy. It is a program that you have running up here. We all do. And that perception is going to tell you that something's not okay with your belief systems. It doesn't mean it's not okay with what's happening in your life. What it means is that you're bumping up against those parts of you that have a structured belief system, a box that you live in, that is not happy with you coming up against something that is threatening that. It doesn't mean, I will repeat, it doesn't mean it's not a good thing. In fact, many times that fear is saying to you, you're jumping out of your box. You're getting beyond the comfort zone here. And many times when people are about to do something in their life, take a big step, move forward past the limitations that they've been living in, the fear comes up in a really big way. The person that I was coaching this morning was a person who was having that very thing. She's made some decisions in her life that are really expanding her. They're going to really make it be possible for her to have the financial freedom that she wants and to be able to move through those fears that she's had about speaking to people and other things in her life. But the way she was perceiving it in that moment was, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't do this because this isn't making me feel good. Well, if you can identify with this, would you just comment about that? If you know what it is that I'm speaking about, get it on there and let's recognize that so many of us have these things that go on. So instead of perceiving it as, oh my gosh, something's wrong here, I better not do it. What if you said, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I see that fear is bringing me the gift. It's giving me the gift of seeing where I hold back. It's giving me the gift of recognizing that I have a line in the sand or a wall up about moving to the next level of what's really important to me. Because that gatekeeper is there as a gift to you to show you where you're at so you can kind of reconsider. But be careful, because that reconsideration is either going to come from your old programs that are also based on fear, or they're going to come from the place that says, Yahoo! I am going to get freedom at a level I've never had before. I have an opportunity to plow through these things that have held me back. How do I want to perceive what's in front of me right now? What is my mindset telling me? And observe it. Always stay back and observe it. Don't be lost in it. The minute you are lost in it, you're in your ego, you're in your personality, you're in your fear. But if you can kind of I just have this vision of just rising above it and seeing what's going on, then I recognize that, golly, I can just see all the way it plays out. And then I can make an intelligent decision. Is this really what I want? Do I really want to move through this? Or would I rather stay back here? Don't make yourself wrong for it. Sometimes the timing's not right. But most of the time, it's right, or it wouldn't be up there for you. So when you look at the fear, you ask yourself, what is this really? Remember, it's only an energy. Energy is not going to kill you. What's the worst that can happen? When you think about what it is that's frightening you, what's the worst that can happen? I've had conversations with people many times when they're afraid of fear. The fear is about money, for example. That happens a lot. Well, I ask them, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I might lose everything and be, in my car. Okay, well, what could be worse than that? Well, I wouldn't even have a car. I'd be on the street. Well, and then I asked them, well, what do you think would happen then? Well, I don't know. I might starve to death or freeze to death. And I ask them to look themselves right in the eye and say, do you really believe that? Come on. Do you really believe that? Because when we're straight up with ourselves, we don't really believe that, because you've always been taken care of. You know that you're resourceful. You know that you have a capability to go out there and meet people. And what I said to this person this morning was, if you lost everything and you were on the street, then you know what would happen? You'd be on the corner preaching to somebody about how to do whatever it is. You'd be telling them how to get their taxes done. You'd be telling them how to, take care of themselves when they have their little children on the street. You would find a way to do something. And I'm speaking directly to you. You know you're resourceful. You know that inside of you is a power, is an energy, is a strength that is very capable. And that's the piece you want to rely on. You want to look inside and say, okay, what's the truth about who I am? Who am I really? Who am I really? And when you get that, you will never feel fear. And if you have that fear, it will shift that fast, because you will know that inside of you is everything that you need, and you will never, ever be in a place where you will be in danger. Would your body possibly get hurt? Maybe. But who you are is not alterable, cannot die, and can't have anything to do. So why spend your energy and your time and your entire life worrying about things that 99.9999% of the time never happen anyway. Fear is almost always about the what ifs. Rarely is it about what is. So think about those things and remember that fear is absolutely a gift and you have the ability to perceive it any way you would like. So one of the things that you can always say to yourself is, what's great about this that I haven't seen yet? Because there always is. And when you be the observer and you watch what it is that's going on, you can make decisions from that calm place because you were breathing. And you will then be able to make decisions and movement and take action. So you're not caught up in that fear and letting it control you. Always ask yourself, who's in control here? Is my fear in control? Or is the love and the peace and the knowingness of who I am in control here? Because it's going to be one or the other. And you get to decide where you're going to put your focus, here or here, here or here. And that will determine your happy, sad, mad, or glad, your terror or your joy. You're in control. You're in way more control than you recognize. So I want to support you today in remembering that the energy of what's there for you can be your best gift and your best friend, because it's just a signal for you to make a decision to move past and grow and develop yourself into whom it is that you truly are. So what I would like you to do is I want you to please comment. And I would like you to please share. And I would also like you to consider, no, don't consider it, just come to the retreat that I'm going to be doing on December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the San Jose area in California. This year, December 1, 2, 3, it's going to be an amazing experience. I mean, can you imagine all these Facebook Lives that I do times a godzillion? And can you imagine what will be happening when you get in there and you really find out what it's like to know love of self and beyond? I can't wait to meet you. I want you to come and be with me. So just say yes, and there'll be a link right down here somewhere on here that'll tell you how you can learn more. And you can private message me if you want to know more. Just come and be with me, because we will have a really awesome time and your life absolutely will change. So I would also appreciate it if you would go to Wake Up with E. That's on it's a Facebook page. It's a business page, and I'm going to be putting more energy over there. And if you'd go like that page, that would be pretty darn awesome. So we're going to be connecting the two of those pages together, and you can be on both of them. So share everywhere you possibly can, and share the whole Wake Up with E thing as well, so you can ask other people to like. That's what would be really awesome. So here's your question for today. What would it take for me to see the gift in my fear? What would it take for me to see the gift in my fear every moment that it arises? Until next time, feel a hug, and you go for it.